Hello, my beautiful Virgos, and welcome to Intuitive Insights. On this channel, we discuss everything to do with the ascension process. This reading is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. It's going to be a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. Take what fits and leave the rest. Don't stretch it to fit if it doesn't. There are plenty of other videos out there. Make sure to check out all the rest of your sign placements, planetary placements. If you don't know your astrological chart, I would highly recommend that you go to a website such as astro.com. Put in your birth information. They'll draw one up for you. It can really give you some great insight into yourself, as well as the different energies that you'll be experiencing and the ways that you'll be more personally experiencing those energies. Also, if you're drawn to check out a sign that has nothing to do with what you know of your astrology, check it out anyway. Whatever you're drawn to you're being drawn to for a reason, right? Like, we talk about that a lot. So yeah, if something catches your eye, a title, an image, you're just for some reason want to check out another video, definitely check it out. Follow your own internal compass with that. Clear. All right, so today we are talking about Virgo, May 2020. Let's get some energy for our Virgos. Energy for Virgo. Okay. Energy for Virgo, May 2020. Okay. I'm going to stop here for a minute. All right. So let's see what we're feeling for you, Virgo. All right, we've got the Queen of Swords here. This is the first card. And so the way that I'm starting to read the cards would mean that this is sort of the overriding energy for your reading. And so that's an interesting energy for the overall energy. I guess what I would say for that is, so the Queen of Swords is someone who's very exact with her words. She's somebody who can perhaps be a little bit cutting with their words. She doesn't take any bullshit, basically. She really stands up for herself. She stands up for what she believes in. And yeah, like we said, like, she doesn't take any shit. And so, like, be aware that these energies, like, it can flip around. Like, male, female, it's all very gender fluid here. So don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. But so this is an energy of coming into your own Queen of Swords mentality is like one thing that I'm feeling from this. So it's really embracing that part of yourself that stands up for yourself and that says the things that need to be said. And I'm feeling this, like, with the sword, like, she can cut through people's ill intentions. She can cut away all the bullshit. It's reminding me of, like, Archangel Michael and the way he cuts things away with his sword, right? So he's really good at cutting cords, cutting attachments that are no longer serving us. And so she's just, like, cutting away all of that shit right now. Like, everything that does not serve her soul is going. And she has no apologies. Like, the Queen of Swords gives no fucks. She does not apologize for who she is. She doesn't apologize for what she is. She does not put up with, like, she's not made to feel bad about things that she shouldn't feel bad about. She doesn't feel indebted to people. She doesn't, she can be a little bit cold sometimes. It's an air sign, so this is air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Very mental, very logical. There's not a whole lot of heart focus. There's a lot of focused mind, right? Which you guys, Virgo, would understand because you're very mental. You're ruled by Gemini. You are an earth sign who is much like an air sign. It's a really interesting combination that you guys have, right? So you should be able to relate to this. It's like she's ruled by her logic. And so she doesn't make decisions from a very warm and fuzzy place. She makes decisions from a very logic-based place. And so this is sort of an energy that you guys are either in right now, that you are embodying, or that you're experiencing from somebody else. But I feel this for a lot of you is an energy that you're coming into and embodying right now. And then next to this, we have the Strength card. and which is Leo energy. But also in this one, I'm just seeing like one of the main meanings that I like the most for this card is the mastery of the mind, right? So the mind is like this beast right here that is being tamed, that she's taming. And so it's coming into this place where you're able to be this Queen of Swords. You're able to be in this energy. Which I do want to throw out there, like Queen of Swords needs to be careful about the way that they speak and the way that that is perceived. Because, and I maybe the sirens are appropriate right now. We got sirens going on outside. Like there can be like, don't get yourself in an emergency situation because of your words. You know, choose your words wisely and choose them with compassion. The Strength card is also about compassion, right? So like be strong. In this now, what I'm feeling is so it's mastery of the mind, right? But it's also like the type of energy that we embody when we've been through some pretty brutal and pretty intense situations, and we've become stronger as a result of them. We've become stronger, but we have like that compassionate strength, right? It's not like this, and it's interesting. So it's saying to bring this maybe into this Queen of Swords mentality, like not to be too stuck in that kind of like super harsh and rugged, like I'm gonna cut everybody down with this sword kind of mentality, but to come from a place of compassion. Like you've been through some shit, you've seen some shit. I'm feeling some intense cycles for a lot of you guys. Like Virgo, you guys are an intense sign anyway. Like it's always intense for you guys, and I say that with love. I've got a lot of Virgo in my chart, like, so I say it from love and experience, both in my own life and through all of the Virgos in my life, of which there are and have been, and I'm sure will be many more. All right, so it's like bringing that strength and that compassion into the situation, and sort of like softening that hard mental energy of that sword with that compassion, but also using all of the lessons that you've learned, all of the strength that you've gained through all of these challenges that you've overcome, and the wisdom of that to decide what you're going to cut away with this sword. And really, sinking into that and deciding what needs to, like the Queen of Swords is ready to like get rid of all the dead weight, basically. Like she's not interested in that. She doesn't have time for that. And so like using that wisdom and that you've gained to figure out like what it is that's ready to be cut out. And then I see the Empress card. So the Empress is Venus. You can see we've got the Venus sign down here. It just like that divine feminine energy is just what popped into my head. And she's just like sitting on this throne, just like completely at peace. She is, I mean, this is the embodiment of everything that is beautiful and everything that is good about the feminine energy. This is creativity. This is fertility. This is the birth of a new cycle. I'm really feeling the birth of a new cycle. So it's like we're cutting things away with this sword, but there's also a new cycle being birthed, or there's something, there's definitely, okay, interesting. I'm reading and kind of glossing over these cards here. So this Empress can also represent pregnancy. This can represent, like I said, it's creativity, it's creation, it's fertility, it's all of these things. It can represent a new cycle that was cause for celebration, right? Celebration and rejoicing, any type of cycle. That was like, this is the card for wish fulfillment, like wish fulfillment, and just everything. It was absolutely everything. The Empress energy is everything, right? And this cycle this cycle of whatever came into your reality, that was cause for a lot of joy and a lot of celebration and a lot of fulfillment of wishes and desires that you had. But then we have the Four of Cups, which is just like not feeling overly impressed. You know, looking at all the cups that they have and just being like, these cups really aren't doing it for me. I'm not into it. You know, it's sort of like it's sinking into this place of well, this place right here, this Five of Cups energy, this place of loss, this place of, instead of looking at the cups that they have, they're looking at the cups that they've lost. And so just really kind of getting stuck in that energy and just like wondering, like, why is it that all of this stuff that was supposed to bring me all of this joy has brought me just a feeling of loss. Like, I feel like I've lost more than I've gained in some ways. And it's like there's one cup here and this cup is really promising, right? But he's not even paying attention to that cup because he's just focused on like all these cups. Same thing here. Like we said, right? The two that are here, the ones that are lost. And so why is it that I'm just focusing on the things that I don't have right now? And just why am I not feeling the abundance that's surrounding me in all of these ways and these things that I've wished for and dreamed for? And then we have the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. And this is also just a rebirth, right? Not just a rebirth, because like that's the most intense thing we can do, right? Is be reborn. So it's a rebirth that's happening as a result of all of this cycle. Like there's a transformation that occurs. It's maybe the transformation is realizing and understanding like the good stuff that you do have and being grateful for the blessings that those things bestowed upon you, and sort of, like understanding and being grateful for those things. Tell me more about this transformation, this Death card. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Two of Cups, which is soulmates. This is like just deep soulmate love and connection, which is interesting because we mentioned like the two cups down here. And then we have the Chariot, which is victory, triumph, fast-moving energy, travel sometimes. And then we have the Star. And the star is trust. The star is vulnerability. It's peace. It's inner peace and contentment. It's the calm after the storm. It's just this connection, this feeling connected, feeling spiritually connected, feeling spiritually full. It's like that feeling when we talk about like my cup is full. It's having a full cup. It's just relaxing. It's forgiveness. It's like all of those beautiful, gentle emotions. And so, and then we have Temperance, which is it's about balance as well. It's about balance. It's about patience. It's about alchemy. It's about understanding the different sides of a situation. And so so there's some sort of transformation that's not occurring necessarily as a result of all of this, but that's occurring as a result of this soulmate relationship here. This soulmate relationship that brings about this this forward-moving energy, this understanding. The Chariot is about focused intention. It's about like knowing what we want and going after it. So it's a transformation as a result of a soulmate relationship that caused you to really understand what it is that you want and decide to go after what it is that you want, which is going to lead to this star, this wish fulfillment, this bliss and this happiness and this spiritual contentedness. It also, the star can represent like gifts and abilities, especially when it comes to psychic and spiritual gifts. And I'm being drawn to all of the stars on the card. There's 8 stars on this card. So I don't know why I'm being drawn to that, but I am. And then, it's that leads to this understanding of what you want. which brings what you want, which is this. This is what you want. You want peace, you want contentment, you want bliss, you want spiritual connectedness, you want to feel, you want forgiveness and understanding. I mean, I'm looking, it's interesting because in both of these cards, we have, and this is a card for Aquarius as well, this, and Temperance is a card for Sagittarius, if you guys are reading signs. But they're pouring water in both of these. There's 2 cups, and again, there's 2 cups in each of these hands, and they're pouring out water. It's this process of filtration, this process of alchemy, this process of creating something new from something old. Something that exists, right? Changing forms. It's changing forms. That's what I'm feeling. The Temperance card is about changing forms. It's also about understanding different points of view and coming to... It's so funny because these are just 2 cards that I was looking more deeply into this morning. So it's really funny that these are the 2 that popped out. So the Temperance card is also about understanding all of the subtleties of life, right? It's understanding the gray area. It's not so much about, just understanding that like so much of life exists in that gray area, and sort of being able to see from different sides and to understand different perspectives. To me, it feels very much more so than Sagittarius. It feels like Libran type energy as far as that goes. But so it's you want to be understood. That's what I'm hearing. You want to be you want to be forgiven, you want to be understood, you want to experience this innocence, like this innocence and this vulnerability. Like that's what the Star card represents. I mean, you see he's naked here. He's naked and he's pouring and he's playing with these emotions, right? He's not afraid to play with these emotions. He's not afraid to be naked and vulnerable because he trusts. Like you really want to be able to trust. You want to be able to, to flow and to trust and to be connected. These are your desires. Like you want somehow this 2 of Cups, this soulmate energy triggers for you to understand all of the things that it is that you desire. And so I don't know, it's going to be different for different people. If this Empress energy is a person, for some of you, this may all be the same person. For some of you, this may be 2 different people. I don't really know. But it's interesting. We have the World card. We have the World card and we have the 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And these are both in this deck right now, the way they're positioned in reverse. I don't necessarily always read reversals. But what I'm seeing is, that's the answer to my question, maybe. So I said, I don't know if this is 1 person or 2 people. So the 3 of Swords can often represent a third-party situation. When we say third-party situations, what we mean is like a love triangle or something, right? So it's possible that these are 2 different people. And then we have the World upside down. So right side up, this can be the end of cycles. Upside down, this can be like a cycle that's maybe not ended. It can also be the fulfillment and fruition of a cycle. And so I feel like upright. When I have confusion over whether to keep it which way, sometimes that just signals to me that it's both. So it's sort of like a cycle that's ending at, this reminds me of some of the other cards I've been pulling on the other readings. Something ends and something begins, right? And yeah, it's just all of the contradictions, right? Like something ends, something begins, something's over, something isn't, something we gain, something we lose, something, all of these, and then the contradictions and the different perspectives, the different ways of viewing situations, just all of the complexities of life, right? Like that's what the Temperance card represents, is the complexities of life and finding the balance between all of those different complexities. And so this is something that you're learning how to do. And this is part of a lesson that you were learning throughout this cycle. And so, yeah. So I think that is pretty self-explanatory. So I think, yeah, for some of you, this is a third-party situation. This is a situation that involves a couple different people. One that's given you everything that you ever wanted in one sense, and one that's awakening you to everything else that you want, that you do want, and that you were hoping for. And then we have the moon on the bottom of the deck as well, which is mystery, it's illusion, it's the subconscious. It's about those murky waters of the unknown and stepping into the unknown. That invitation to step into the unknown is what I'm feeling from that. The invitation to step into the unknown. Yeah. And then we have the magician as well. The magician, which is he's the master manifester, right? He's the master of his reality. He's got all of the different suits on the table. He's got the cups, he's got the pentacles, he's got the swords, he's got the wands, and he knows how to utilize all of those things to create the result that it is that he desires. So like now that you've figured out what it is that you desire, whether it is a person or it's just what this person represents or what they've revealed to you is a desire for you. Whatever that is, like you can achieve that and you can move toward that because you are the magician. Like you are absolutely capable of that and you're standing in your full empowerment. Like we have 2 cards that indicate mastery of the mind here because the magician also very much indicates that. And so that's really interesting. It's just the mastery and the understanding of how we create our own reality with our vibration as well. It's you can see the as above, so below. So he understands that his vibration creates his reality and what exists within him is going to exist without. And this is maybe a lesson that has been learned as well. And now that lesson has been learned and you've experienced what it is to what can be created as a result of that and become very conscious of what's going on internally, you're able to laser focus that so that you can create externally what it is that you wish for as well. And then we have the Knight of Cups as well on the bottom here, which is like an offer of emotion or love. So take that as it resonates. But that's pretty interesting. So we got like a whole bunch of stuff going on here. So I think that's enough of that. We're going to clear that out. Clear that. And that's weird. I want to do this deck too, which is also pretty much a tarot deck, but for some reason I'm just feeling like calling this, so clear. And so we're going to see what this one. So this is the Psychic Tarot, which is really fun. I know. See, my Virgo side is coming out now. I'm getting self-conscious because I know that I have a friend who makes fun of me for how I shuffle the cards all the time. Like, I really don't. It's whatever. Like, I always say it comes out the way it comes out, but sometimes I have to point it out because it's just, yeah. Right? It's our perfectionistic tendencies that come with the that always wanting to better ourselves, always wanting to evolve, which is a beautiful thing. Okay, so Virgo May 2020. Virgo May 2020. So we'll take that too. So we go. Oh, Jesus. All right. Okay. All right. Holy shit. Okay. So we had the sacral chakra card come out, which is our second chakra. This is the seat of our creativity, the seat of our passion, the seat of our trust, all of that stuff. So you may have some activations going around the second chakra. We also have the root chakra down here, and we have the crown chakra over here. So we got a lot of chakra action going on. So you guys may be having a Kundalini awakening is something that I'm seeing from this, because we have the base where the Kundalini sits. We have the second chakra, which is when it first begins to rise, what starts getting purged and activated. And we have the crown chakra, which is where the Kundalini eventually rises toward or to, right? That's the destination. And we have this purging process that happens as it's happening. So you could be having one. You could already be in the midst of one. This could have been triggered quite a while ago, who knows, but you're definitely in the midst of experiencing this right now. And so that's an intense thing in and of itself that we don't have time to get into on here, but definitely look into it if it's something that you're interested in. If this is something that you've been trying to achieve, this is just confirmation that that is definitely happening. And if it's not, then this is something that's just going on anyway. I mean, I talked about it in the 555 portal video that this was happening for a lot of people. And so there are multiple things that could have initiated it. For some of you, meeting a certain person could have initiated it. Your own hard work and dedication at a spiritual practice could have initiated this, the 555 portal. Who knows? But it's happening. Good for you. That's fucking amazing. It's also fucking intense because as it goes through each one of those chakras, you're purging out and releasing everything within that chakra. So, yeah, I mean, it's spiritual evolvement and mastery is the end result of that, but it's a very intense process. So like, good for you guys for that. And you got hope, number 17. So just allowing yourselves to feel hopeful, like having hope. This is interesting too, because this would be the star card which we pulled in the other tarot, right? That this is this deck's version of the star. So it's hope for the future. Hope. You're just like, you're either being guided to continue to have hope in a situation that may seem hopeless, or hope is being brought in for you. I'm noticing you're being guided to have hope. You're being guided to have hope and to know that all of the blessings are yours. All of that which you are seeking is first already within yourself, but second, like, is already yours. It's all of this, the universe. This is the world card again. So this is twice that we've gotten the world card as well. So it's like, what I'm feeling now is you guys are wrapping up a really tough cycle. You guys are wrapping up a really tough cycle, but you're going to be experiencing all of the abundance of that cycle. Like, you get to experience all the fruits of that cycle once it's over. Like a really intense cycle of spiritual growth is what you guys are wrapping up right now. And you're just being told to continue to have hope. And it's bringing you, these are spiritual gifts, right? I mean, look at this. It reminds me of the Ace of Pentacles in a way, because it's just like this beautiful golden disc is being offered to you. So it's like you are receiving spiritual gifts. You're receiving bounty. Like, things are going to be offered to you in the material very soon. You're going to be getting opportunities, perhaps financial opportunities, spiritual opportunities for advancement, like things that you have really been seeking or desiring are going to be like this is extending that offer to you. That's what I'm feeling right now. It's like spirit is just like, here you go, but it's like, are you going to take it? And we have rejoice and celebration down here. So I'm thinking that you are going to take it. And this would also be akin to the Three of Cups, which is interesting because that came up in your reading as well. So yeah, I think you're going to take it. But yeah, and it's the universe, it's the world, that whole cycle, that tough cycle that is ending, and now it's like you're just experiencing your everything. You have everything, you are everything. It's like these two cards go together very well, I think, in this deck. Yeah, it's like dream your biggest dream, because your dreams are manifesting very rapidly. Whatever it is that you put your focus on from the last reading, right? Like, you are the magician. So whatever it is that you put your focus on is going to be gifted to you and is going to come to you. So like, really be careful what you wish for. I'm just being guided to say that. Be careful what you wish for. And then we also had the shadow card came out. So you guys, I mean, we got Pluto going retrograde. We've got Venus retrograde, Jupiter and Saturn going retrograde this week as well. So, I mean, there's a ton of shadow work, and this card would be representative also of the Death card, which is the Scorpio card, which you got in the other spread as well. So definitely, I mean, you guys are going through a transformation, and you're looking at, and I feel like you've been viewing, this isn't something something new for you guys. You know, like you've been confronted with aspects of your shadow before. And so like this is a process that you guys, like at this point, you're kind of like in a lot of ways like, yeah, I'm an OG at this. Like, yeah, what? Like you guys are freaking out. We got Pluto going retrograde, like whatever. Like I've been working on my shadow for a long fucking time. And like I'm at peace with a lot of my demons. But I mean, once you make peace with the ones on one level, then you get to experience the next level. So just be aware of that. But I'm also feeling the mirroring here. Like you notice it's the two aspects of themselves, right? But they're mirroring each other. And so I'm definitely feeling that energy, and just like being aware that situations that come up in the near future are going to be mirroring back parts of your shadow and parts of yourself that you haven't yet addressed. And so to really be looking at that as a barometer and understanding when those things come up, that that's what they are. And just really, yeah, being willing to explore those aspects of your shadow that you haven't yet looked at and addressed. And just knowing that like spirit is presenting you or going to be presenting you with situations because you've earned it. You can handle it. You are at the level of spiritual advancement where you can handle this next initiation, this next wave of healing. And so it's going to be presenting you with places where you can still see the ways that you're holding yourself back, where you can still see those aspects of yourself that you haven't really acknowledged before. And then we have moving on and obstacles and challenges on the bottom of the deck. So there may be situations that you're moving on from. There may be a lot of this when it comes to the shadow stuff too. It may be old ways of thinking and perceiving, and continuing to shed those and move on from those. Moving on, I'm feeling moving on from the stories that you've been told. From the stories that you've been told, and from the stories that you told yourself. And just understanding that like you get to create whatever reality it is that you desire, and you get to be whoever it is that you want to be. And you don't need like any of those old stories that are no longer beneficial. Just fucking throw those out the window. You don't need that anymore. Like you can create a new story. And there are going to be obstacles and challenges presenting themselves as these aspects of yourself that are now ready for healing are being mirrored back to you. And you know, like there may be obstacles and challenges related to moving on from certain things. And like you're going to have to learn how to navigate that. This signifies the Five of Wands in the traditional deck, I think. So it's like some conflicts that may come up. You may really need to stand your ground. It's ideas, right? Perceptions, different ideas and different perceptions, and different people's ideas and perceptions, and sort of like trying to navigate that. That's what some of these obstacles and challenges are. It's just like trying to see eye to eye with people, and trying to explain to people from like, it's really hard to communicate with someone from one perspective when they exist or they see the world from a completely different one. And so finding a creative way to do that so that you're understood, and also like understanding where they're coming from, but sort of like trying to just really gently trying to open their minds to a new perspective. And just, yeah, the challenge in trying to convey that, but like you are absolutely capable. Like that's one of the gifts that you have, is your ability to do that, whether you realize it or not, is the ability to help people to see from different perspectives and from different angles. And the reason that is a skill for you is because you've worked at that yourself. You've understood how to do that. You've had to learn how to do that for yourself. And that's, I think, yeah, that's part of the cycle too that came up with the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups, is like you learning how to see from different perspectives. It's sort of like, is the glass half empty or is that glass half full? And sort of like, and I'm getting the message of not like one or the other, but of like, it's both. It's half empty and it is half full, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's interesting. But yeah, just really just being open yourself to different perspectives, and also like your ability, awakening to your ability to help other people to see that and to move on from their own limiting perspectives. Yeah. And then we have intuition. So it's like really stepping into your intuition, stepping into your internal guidance, embracing that, awakening that in yourself, and like your ability to awaken that in others too. You know, what am I noticing? I'm noticing the door. I'm noticing the mirror, the blackened mirror, which reminds me of scrying, which is like, right, like that practice of staring into the mirror, into the dark mirror or into a crystal, and sort of like receiving messages from it. So some of you, that might be something that you're into or that you want to try out, or other methods of connecting with your intuition that might involve ritual or might involve different things like that. But I'm also noticing this door back here. And so, yeah, this door, which is very inviting, and there's like all of this beautiful illuminated light coming from behind it. It's like, this door is the next evolution in your journey that you're getting ready to walk through. We had the old cycle closing out, this new cycle, and this new cycle is a highly intuitive, highly spiritual cycle. I mean, not to say that the others haven't been. I mean, we have the friggin' Kundalini awakening here, right? But it's just like a deeper level of that, a deeper as we move toward this crown chakra energy, right? It's, yeah, just really, yeah, a cycle where you guys are just super in tune with that and just vibing with that. And yeah, it's like this mirror that she's not actually staring into because her eyes are closed, but it's like the cosmos, all of the cosmos is in there, all of the secrets and all of the pleasures and all of the everything of the universe, right? And she's also wearing a robe, which reminds me of an order or a brotherhood or some type of religious sect. Or some of you may be entering into some type of religious or spiritual training. You may be undergoing some rigorous training, whether that's just rigorous training on your own accord or through joining some type of rigorous training. And then that would kind of fall in with partnerships and alliances too. Partnerships and alliances, people coming into your life. This is more of those gifts, right? People coming into your life that you can form alliances and partnerships with for the future. And patience and planning. Just allowing that process of planning for things and being patient and knowing that sometimes it takes time to achieve the results that you're looking to achieve, but that they absolutely can be achieved. Yeah, which would be the Seven of Pentacles energy would be what the patience and planning would be. So this would be, yeah, just going through those stages of planning, also like continuing to take stock of where you're at and decide like where you want to move forward from there. Just not rushing that process and really taking the time to observe every step of that process and sort of how that's working out for you. And yeah, where you want to go from there. And I'm seeing all of the different seasons in this card too. So it's like something that you're planning or working toward may take many seasons to develop or has taken many seasons to develop. You know, there's like spring and then there's summer and then there's winter. And it's just, yeah, just the cycles and phases. The cycles and phases of this creative process and of manifesting the things that you desire. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this one too. So deception and envy. So this is, and this would be, and this card's been coming up in a lot of readings too, it would be the Seven of Swords. So it's watch out for that. Watch out for that. As you're continuing to grow and you're continuing to evolve and you're bringing all of this goodness into your life, like there are going to be people who are envious of you. There are going to be people who try to cut you down. There are going to be people who, and that's where that or that Queen of Swords energy from the beginning of the reading comes in, right? It's like people are going to try to tell you the way that you should be doing, or try to discourage you, try to tell you that what you're trying to do can't be done. They're maybe not going to be on the level with you about things. Like there's going to be, that's where using your intuition comes into play, right? Using your intuition and really being careful and being decisive, and using your intuition as well when it comes to the partnerships and alliances that you are forming, and whether those people have your best intentions at heart or not. And just learning that, like, through this process, you've really known how to trust yourself. You've learned how to trust yourself, and you can trust yourself to make those discernments. But yeah, just not allowing the naysayers to kind of, and the haters to get you down, and just like moving through that energy. And we have 2 7s in a row here. So we have 7 7, which is interesting. So yeah, you know, which is a very highly auspicious spiritual number. So this is, I'm also seeing that this is part of your spiritual initiation, if you will, is learning patience, learning how to plan, learning how to take things step by step, and to put hard work into the things that you desire, but like know that, like, accept when they don't come to fruition in the timing that you would like. How to accept divine timing. That's it. How to accept divine timing and how to work within divine timing. How to have patience, and also how to spot deception and how to understand deception in yourself as well as in other people, and to really tap into your intuition so that you can discern where that deception is coming from, whether it's something that is being mirrored and reflected back to you because it exists within you, or it's your own insecurities and your own fears that are creating this illusion of deception, or whether this deception is actually occurring in your outer reality. Because Virgo, you, like Scorpio, are a sign that is very, very good at understanding the hidden motivations and the intentions and the subtleties, right? Like, you really pay attention. You're very strategic. You really pay attention. You really notice things. You look at the actions behind the words, right? So it's just like, but sometimes, like, what you're seeing is that mirror. And sometimes what you're seeing is like true ill intentions, or, you know, you're seeing that there's something not quite on the level. So it's really learning how to tap into your own intuition and your own discernment with that, from like that place of higher knowledge. So we're going to wrap that part up, and let's see where we're at here. Yep, this is pretty long. So let's do, let's see. Yeah, I'm filling this one again. One card to wrap this up from here. Card for Virgo, May 2020. Interesting. Okay, so we got these cards. We got these cards in the Scorpio reading too. And so one of them is listening for truth. And this is interesting because this is what we were just talking about. Or we didn't get this one, which I'm going to read too, but we got these two. And so listening for truth, which is about basically all of the stuff I just said, but I'm going to read it from the book for you guys, just so that you can hear sort of the way that they put it. But it's about how the truths are being revealed to you. It's just you know, like you being able to read between the lines and to understand the truth. So I'll hold that up for you. It says, truth speaks to us constantly, but not always in words. It may communicate through a feeling that is hard to put into words, but brings an inexplicable sense of peace, trust, and the knowledge that somehow everything is going to work out perfectly, even if there is little evidence of how it is all going to happen. So that reminds me of the Star card. You're being asked to listen for the truths beneath the words rather than the superficial message of the words themselves. This is especially true for the communications of those around you, the press, the newspapers, and the mass media. You will begin to hear fear in the words and actions of those around you, even as they preach love. Listen deeper. Listen for the truth. This oracle comes with a message of truth for you. You are hearing something that is not being said, and what you are hearing is truthful. So this is where you have succeeded in that level of discernment, where you are able to look past your own conditioning and how that might be affecting, and know that you are tapped into that intuitive knowing that you guys are so instinctually have within you. You may feel as though you are the only one that is, what you are hearing is truthful. You may feel as though you are the only one that is really ready to hear or see it, whatever this truth is. Perhaps you have been working in a situation or loving in a relationship where truth is consistently denied. We live in a world where truth is frequently avoided out of fear of what it might reveal. At the basis of such actions, consciously or not, is a deep sense of unhealed toxic shame. If you or someone else is fearful that the truth will expose rather than free and heal, then some personal healing is required. It is time for letting go of old wounds in favor of a greater sense of self-love and acceptance. You are being asked to love yourself enough to honor the truth, even if you feel you are the only one doing so. Sacred rebels need truth like lungs need oxygen. Truth keeps the energy of life flowing through the rebellious heart. Lies dampen the spirit of the sacred rebel. Even if those with less awakened hearts fear the truth, you must not turn away from it. Don't resent this state of affairs. Perhaps your job is to show that truth can be witnessed even when many may want to hide from it. What others do is always their choice, but through your honorable deeds, done with integrity, you will be set free, no matter what the outcome. You are a truth seeker. Never deny or try to quiet this down to make others comfortable. You are meant to be an agitator at times, even though you don't have to confront people to do it. You don't necessarily have to say a word, though sometimes you will. So this is where we blend the Queen of Swords energy with the Strength energy, with the Lion energy, that calmness, that compassion, that quiet strength. Often you will agitate in the most loving sense by unveiling truth simply through your knowledge and knowings. Hold compassion for the truth you behold. Do not use them as knives to cut another or yourself with harshness, but as the clear insight that allows one to loosen the knots that bind, simply by knowing which thread to gently tug. This oracle brings you guidance. If you have been worn down and depressed by the lies, gossip, deceit, or backstabbing going on around you, don't fret. So this is all that Seven of Swords energy. Get out in nature and spend some time communing with the infinite. Healing will come to you now. No matter how many times, in how many ways, or by how many tongues untruth is spoken, you know what you know in your sacred rebellious heart. That truth is your connection to the living truth of life itself. Don't give up. Just open up to healing and know that the truth always eventually prevails. Yeah. So this is for some of you still this cycle, this end of this tough cycle that's closing out. Yeah. And then we have 44, Visions of Life Beyond Death. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see. So this is the intuition, right? To see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed as an irritation or irrelevance may be seen to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it could now be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within you and and around you. So this is like that process, that death process, right? The rebirthing process, which is also what's going on here. Taking you through that to the process of peace, to that star card, to that sense of trust and just bliss and spiritual connectedness, opening you up to all of your gifts. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. Oh, wait, hold on. The more you open up to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within you and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss. It does provide a way through it, which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope, right? We got the hope card too. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeding yourself or telling yourself, may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you. So this is what we talked about with the shifting and changing of perceptions, the seeing the different opinions and viewpoints, right? The different subtleties and the different subtexts within the world and within other people. This may surprise you, but the vision that is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock, surprise, or the moment of embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under a false assurance or deluding yourself about the truth of a situation. Those moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that you are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one. They are a sign that you have outgrown your old vision in order to live in a bigger one. This is good. There might be a moment when your ego feels a bit dented, but sure enough, that too will pass. This oracle comes with the additional guidance for you. You are watched over by life and held in protection. Whatever has been bothering you will not be able to harm you. I would recommend that some of you guys watch the Scorpio reading too, if you haven't, because a lot of this energy is like, I know I said these two cards came up, but there is a lot of similar energy going on. So that just popped into my head to say for some of you is to check that one out as well. Whatever is bothering you will not be able to harm you. You will prevail. If you are concerned that someone is getting away with something or blocking your path and it seems there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. The all-seeing eye of life perceives everything without exception. It is the universal mother with eyes not only in the back of her head, but in every living cell of life itself. She misses nothing. And the truth of her vision will always be met with justice, mercy, and wisdom. This oracle is also asking you to shift your perspective and look at an issue of concern a little differently. If you don't know how to do this, simply add the following statement to the end of the healing process below. I call upon the universal eye to show me the most helpful way to see this situation of concern now. In shifting how you look at things, the energy in what is beheld changes. You can see this with people. When you shame and judge someone, they react differently to when they are loved and encouraged. This goes back to how we speak our truth and how we go about that process. Are we the Queen of Swords, or are we the Lion? Are we strength? Are we that quiet strength and compassion? They may succeed nonetheless, but the journey to that success will be different. Looking at something through the eyes of love rather than fear can help us find our way more quickly, easily, and enjoyably. This oracle comes with the additional message that your ability to perceive is expanding into truth. Your ability to be inspired and see the light in all things is unfolding. It must be nourished in your heart with loving acceptance, because you are going to help others through your vision, your art, and how you choose to be in the world. Yes, you are. The healing process below will help you accept and anchor this developing gift. All right, and we might close with that in a second, but I want to read 23 to you guys as well, which is defend to the end the worthwhile. And I haven't seen this card yet. That is beautiful. Yeah, that's number 23. Beneath the illusions, pretty as they may seem, you know what is real. Beneath the lies, sweet though they may sound, you know what is worthwhile. All that is genuinely and truly essential for the heart to throb with life is worthwhile. Anything that dulls it or suffocates its vibrant aliveness must be questioned, challenged, and more than likely cast aside, right? Cutting away with that sword. For the heart is our key to living an authentic life. What is there once that is compromised? Without its foundation of truth, we are to be forever lost in confusion, doubt, and despair. You are a sacred warrior, a defender of the hearts. You have cried genuine tears of your own grief and also the grief of the world. You have raged at injustice and oppression in your own life and in the world. You have felt the need to protect the presence of love, for whilst it is exceptionally powerful, it can too easily be smothered under lies and fear. The sacred warrior must not heed the dangerous voices that say, oh, stop being so sensitive. Stop making such a big deal out of things. Love is the biggest deal there is. What else is worth being so sensitive about? The sacred warrior is vigilant that the presence of love is not chipped away by fear, criticism, doubt, or untruths. Even if others find the unflinching honesty of your feelings difficult to handle, even if those feelings are expressed with gentleness and compassion, the sacred warrior honors the task of being more faithful to love than to anything else. This includes the fear of loss. Actually, it includes the fear of anything at all. This oracle brings guidance to honor even the smallest steps in your path of the sacred warrior. They are no less important than the more noticeable and dramatic actions on the path. One single misstep can begin a landslide of great devastation. Being vigilant, this is like the planning and the strategy and planning, right? Card. Being vigilant with what is meaningful and what is truthful, even in the smallest and seemingly most insignificant ways, strengthens the sacred warrior and prevents darkness from gaining a stronghold from the inside. So this is like all those little things matter, right? It's not just the big things that we do, it's all the small things that we do that add up to the big things and that really make a big difference. And so it's like not just being mindful about all the little things, the little tiny things that we do and how those pile up into bigger things eventually. And just how we do one thing is how we do everything. That's the quote that's coming to mind for that. That darkness will be intelligent and sneaky. It will tell you that it doesn't matter, that this one time you can forget what you promised, that you were just one person and that you can't make a difference anyway. That darkness will lure you into sleepy ambivalence and dull your light if you allow it to. The sacred warrior within will fight with love and honor to be true to what has meaning and never ever allow it to be cast aside, even if it seems easier in the moment. The sacred warrior finds joy and humor in life to prevent the seriousness of the task from stifling the heart that just wants to live and be free. That joy brings strength to the warrior and an expanded, relaxed awareness that can sense the presence of fear, whether it is masked as anger, hate, or doubt, and immediately respond to it with fierce compassion. The sacred warrior will not allow fear to gain a stronghold within the heart. This oracle has special guidance for you. You are being asked to stay strong and stand your ground. This might be in a big emotional journey that feels like the fight of your life. It may be in a matter that does not seem to hold much importance. How we do one thing is how we do everything. Perhaps, for example, you are contemplating an idea that you feel could be something, but those around you declare it is nothing much, too impractical, too little, or too much. However, what is happening or soon will be happening is worthwhile. So hold tight. Ask for help through the healing process below. Stay true to the sacred warrior of love that you are, and defend to the end all that is worthwhile. This oracle gains even more significance for you if you have also drawn the new birth, guardian vigilantly. No, didn't draw those. Okay, but yeah. And if you're still in this process of figuring out what is worthwhile, by the end of all these retrograde cycles, you will definitely know. But I have a feeling you know already. And you are just really getting so tapped in, and you're just really, this is a huge initiatory phase for you that you're going through right now. And like, you're going to come out of this on top, as you always do. There's no need to fret. There's no need to worry about that. You have absolutely everything that you need within you to be that sacred warrior that you are. You know, that sacred warrior for love and truth and justice. And, you know, like that love, truth, and justice that reflects like what you truly feel and what you truly know. And like you know. I think that's one of the main messages from all of these cards, was just that like what you think you know, and it is true. So I don't know. I love you all so very much. I do know that. I love you all so very much. This was a very interesting reading. Definitely some intense times ahead for you guys, but you will prevail and you will come out on top. And this is Like it's a magical time. You guys just stepping into your empowerment, stepping into your intuition, stepping into your voice, standing your ground, finding out what means something to you, and like being willing to fight for that, and just really knowing what it is that you want, and the things that have meaning for you. Like, you guys are like, you're warriors for the world and for the injustices of the world, but like that starts with yourself. And I think that's what part of that, like how we do that one thing is how we do everything. It's like, you want to be able to stand up and fight for injustice in the world, but first you have to be able to do that in your own world. And in order to fight for injustice in your own world, you have to understand where injustice is happening. And then you have to speak out about that. And it's your job, whether you think you signed on for it or not, you did, to be able to present this to other people when they don't want to see the truth. Like, you guys are, that kept coming up, you guys are illuminators of the truth. So you start with illuminating your own truth, and then you illuminate truth to others. And, you know, it's not an easy job, but somebody's got to do it. And like, thank God for all of you. I love you all so very much. And I will see you all soon. Mwah.